Hi, everyone, and welcome to part two of our Kid Safety series. Right now, we are going to talk about how to stay safe at home. We're all home a lot more now, and it's very important that we know how to be safe in our home and with our families. Let's get started. All right, I should be sharing my screen with you, and I'm going to make it nice and big so we can each follow along again. Let's get started. So again, we want to keep you safe at home, in life, and at heart. Below is my contact information if you need to contact me about anything. Okay, so at the end of our presentation series, there are some PDF files. So I'm going to try and mention throughout because it's a great thing or tool for you to have. And one of the tools is your very own safety plan that you and your family can fill out together. It's important to have a safety plan because it's just an idea until you write it down. So we're all home a lot more now, and that means it's so important to be practicing safety. Okay, so whether we're old enough to stay home alone or we're at home with our parents and family members, there's still some simple guidelines and suggestions we can follow. Okay. So before we start talking, we need to figure out how old we should be before we can stay home alone. Now, again, these are suggestions. Everyone's different. If you feel uncomfortable staying home, even though my age limit on here says that you can, that's okay. Talk to your mom and dad about it, talk to your caregiver about it, and see what they can arrange to make you feel comfortable. Before you ever stay home alone, no matter what age you are, you should have written down contact numbers and rules for staying at home alone with your parents. So, under the age of 10, you should always stay with a caregiver or a babysitter. You shouldn't really stay home alone. Once you're 10 years old, you can usually be left home alone in the daytime, so that's when it's nice and light outside, for about half an hour. So still not for too long. We just aren't ready yet. Then at 11 and 12, we can stay home alone for 2 to 3 hours at a time. So that's like the length of a really long movie, maybe. But not too late at night still, right? Still those daytime hours are important. Once we turn 13, so 13, 14, 15-year-olds can be left unsupervised, probably for a longer period of time, but they still shouldn't be left overnight alone. So now that we have that figured out, if you are in that age category and you will be staying home a little bit, I have a couple safety tips or simple rules that you should follow while you're staying at home. Okay. Number one, no guests. People shouldn't come over when our parents aren't home, even if we know them. Okay. And don't open the door to anyone. Again, if you know them, they probably have your parents' phone number too, so they can call, say, hey, I stopped by, no one answered, and your parents can talk to them that way. You do not need to open the door, even for people you know. Number three, keep all your doors locked. It's best to be safe. Four, don't leave your house. Don't go anywhere without telling your parents where you're going to be. They came home and you weren't there, they'd be really, really worried. Five, only answer calls from people that your parents say you can answer. So that's why it's really important to have that safety plan, because then you know who you're supposed to answer the phone for. So for example, my kids might be allowed to answer the phone for their grandma, but not for other people. In an emergency, call 911, then call your caregiver, so, or your mom or dad. And number seven is get along with your siblings. If you're the babysitter or if you're the one getting babysat, it's really important you get along while your parents are gone. It can be really hard sometimes, I know, especially when we're stuck in the house with them all day long, but it makes it so much more enjoyable to be home alone. And it makes our parents trust us more too. I know we just talked about internet safety, but I'm going to give you a reminder because we are probably using our technology when no one's around. That's why in the last presentation, I went over the word responsible. Okay? We are responsible for our actions and our choices online. So I encourage you to be smart. That means safe. Watch who you're meeting. Be careful about the information you're accepting. Make sure the information is reliable and tell if something happens. Be respectful and just be kind. whether you're supervised or not. So as much as we're online more now, so are people that are doing bad things online. Very, very careful. We take a couple extra precautions, especially when we're home alone, to stay safe online. Okay, so on this screen, you should see a nice big safety plan. Now, you might not be able to read it very well, but I'm going to go over what it says. And there'll be that PDF savable, is that a word? Downloadable file for you at the end. Okay, so we'll call this Nicole's safety plan. Step 1, what are the warning signs of a crisis? So how do you know you're in trouble? So think of that. Step 2, what activities can you do to take your mind off of things? Sometimes when something bad's happening, our mind just starts going really, really crazy and we can't think. So it's really important that we have some things that help calm us or help distract us if something's going on that we don't have much control over. Step 3, who can you go to? So who are people you can go to and places you can go to take your mind off of things? If something bad's happening, who can you talk to? It's important that you know that your safety is the most important thing. Step 4, people you can call if you need help. So I don't want you to just think of these people and then never do anything about it. I want you to think of these people. So for example, if you said Nicole, I would want you to write my name. So you'd write Nicole, and then you write my phone number. Because it's really important that during an emergency, we don't really have time to be looking up phone numbers, or maybe our mom or dad isn't there to ask the phone number. So if we already have it written down in a safety plan, it saves us time getting us safe faster. Number 5, how do those supportive, safe, trusted adults make you feel safe? So maybe it's a hug. Maybe it's when someone sits and reads with you. Maybe it's they take you from whatever trouble is happening and keep you safe somewhere else. What does that look like for you? And then number 6 is where you write those important phone numbers I talked about. So write down the phone number so that you have them. And it's really important to remember that you have so many more strengths than you do weaknesses. What are your strengths? What makes you an amazing person? And what helps you get through not so happy times? So we're going to include all of that on our safety plan. I encourage you to spend a little bit of time with your family and write out a safety plan. We want you safe at home, especially during this time. And I look forward to seeing you for part 3 of our Kids Safety series. Talk again soon.